I want to, on behalf of the Board of Directors, officially welcome you to Openlands Annual Luncheon, which is, by evidence of this room, the largest gathering of conservation folks in the region. Thank you all for being here. I'm Jill Allread, Chairman of the Board of Openlands, and it, again, is with pleasure to welcome you and to tell you that all of the proceeds from today go directly into many of the services that Openlands provides. You're going to hear about several of the programs that we do, but unfortunately there's not enough time in this luncheon or even the afternoon to go into the details of all that Openlands has with programs happening. We do want to acknowledge, though, and thank very dearly all the sponsors who made today's luncheon possible and have continued their support, including special thanks to the people of Northern Trust for their ongoing presenting sponsorship of this luncheon. There are several gold sponsors that we also want to acknowledge. The folks from ArcelorMittal, the world's leading steel company with U.S. and American headquarters in Chicago. Thank you very much. Our friends from Bartlett Trees, the tree experts. We're happy to have you on our tree-focused luncheon to be with us. Kloss Brothers, the Harris My CFO. The Kloss Brothers, yes, very good. And Stantec, the table down here, the Scientific and Engineering Consulting Service, who has been a partner with Openlands. Please also be sure to look in your brochure at our silver and table sponsors, of which there are many. We're honored today to have many important folks in the room, and particularly we want to thank the public officials who made time out of their very busy schedules to be here today and support our region's conservation agenda, as well as all of our Openlands members and funders who make our work possible. We wish we had time to recognize every one of you, but please know that you are deeply appreciated, and we will continue to reach out to you and to have conversations in the year ahead. Openlands, there's a heart that beats in Openlands, and it's with our staff. And I'd like our staff to stand and be recognized for doing this amazing event. Please stay standing, staff, because now I want the board to stand, and that's in representation that the board truly is in partnership with the staff at Openlands, and it's why the small staff core that we have that makes impossible things happen, like today, for the second time, breaking 700 with attendance for this luncheon. Staff and our board, please stand to be recognized. We have a special program today that we hope inspires you, maybe enriches you, somewhat like trees do in our life. When we stop to notice them, which I know you're all busy as I am, and sometimes I just don't stop enough to notice them, but when you do, trees can mean many things: beauty, aesthetics, they can be utilitarian, they can be emotional. And if we're lucky enough, and I was lucky enough as a kid to have a tree that we built a tree house in, and we learned to climb trees, we fell out of trees, and we had our tire swinging from the tree. But it's a way that you then are able to learn early on that trees really are there for us, but as long as we take care of them. That's why today is so significant. There's a group of people who their love of trees have led them into action, and there are TreeKeepers who protect Chicago's urban forest. Openlands initiated this program 20 years ago in response to the city having a decline in the tree cover around the city, and an initiative announced by the then new Mayor Daley that he wanted to plant 500,000 trees. Suzanne Malik McKenna, our very gracious and wonderful chair of today's luncheon, was a young urban forester at that time, and she helped create and launch the TreeKeeper program. And now she's gone on to a very illustrious environmental career that it continues to be an advocate for us. TreeKeepers is the only program that teaches volunteers how to care and advocate for Chicago's urban forest. The program is taught by leading arboriculturist experts from our region's premier tree care companies who are represented in the room today, the Morton Arboretum, who is always a very good partner for us, the Chicago Bureau of Forestry, the Chicago Park District, and the City of Chicago. To date, 1,300 people have been trained to care for trees and recognize tree issues and protection, and they represent folks from all walks of life in very densely populated neighborhoods to more spacious areas and from very, very different personal backgrounds, but they share the love and the care of trees. In fact, last year in 2010, TreeKeepers collectively volunteered more than 15,000 hours of time mulching, pruning, inventorying, and planting trees on public space in Chicago. There's a Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So, the success of TreeKeepers has led us into launching a new effort at Openlands to expand our tree planting part of our program in a very significant way. We want to help work in partnership with tightening budgets in Chicago to help fulfill and ensure the health of the urban canopy that's expected to be under serious assault. In fact, it's expected that 20% of the trees on public lands could be threatened because of their new invasive pest, the emerald ash borer. It's going to be the teamwork of TreeKeepers working with the city and other volunteers to protect these wonderful assets. Our plan and goal is to plant 1,000 to 1,500 trees a year while we continue to monitor and care for existing trees in parks and parkways. As funds become available, we will hope to fulfill that goal. And those of you who know Openlands, you know we're very goal-oriented. We began this campaign just last Saturday when 50 TreeKeepers joined the Openlands staff and a number of corporate volunteers and planted 35 trees in Lincoln Park to help complete a restoration project there. So 35 down and 1,000 plus to go. Many of our TreeKeeper volunteers are here today, but I would like to recognize one in particular whose relentless recruitment and training efforts are the main reasons that we have so many TreeKeepers and that the program has remained so vital. TreeKeeper Jim DeHorn, would you please stand up and be recognized? I was speaking with Jim just a few minutes ago, and he's very humble, but he said something so profound. He said, it doesn't seem like work when I love it so much. If we all should be so lucky to do something that we're so passionate about. And Jim, the TreeKeepers whom you have touched their lives and brought them into this family have written wonderful notes for you that you're going to get a collection of later on today. So thank you very much.